my thoughts on Ghostbusters 3D, it was excellent. It's everything as Paul Feig expected when he came up with the idea of making the 3D Ghostbusters film. Like everything he explained in interviews where things did drop over the uh, black bars at the bottom, it did. There was elements of things really flying out towards you and everything else. It was great, despite the poor turnout as usual, and on the whole, the enthusiasm was slightly better as I hoped for. The people was laughing with the jokes even more than I did with the show, and I went to Seeing the World in Sheffield the other day, which was a complete the disaster flop me, whatever. uh, yeah, but everybody was slightly spirited, and that was a bit better. But the forecast of the turnout could have turned out a lot better with everybody flooding the seats, getting all excited about the seeing it in 3D and having a chuckle here and there, and instead of this the audible tone of them laughing, and that then it went stilted for the rest of the time. It felt like a Mrs. Parade balloon malfunctions, whatever. No, I've never been to New York, so I've never seen a Macy's parade otherwise on stock footage on YouTube and etc. But I did sit through the jokes the second time. I did get the jokes the second time around. It was funny as hell, but I didn't get the jokes the first time around because I never seen a Paul Feig film right up to now. So I sat and watched it again as a bit of a rewatch, and that, and it was the jokes were pretty damn funny. It was pretty damn amazing. But once again, it could do without the shooting the crotch of the No Ghost logo, and how Christian Wigan popped the stiff puff Marshmallow Man. It was not in the gentlest places as you would suspect. It was She popped it by inserting it up its rear end. But the result was pretty damn funny and hilarious and that. But the performances second time around was pretty damn decent. Everybody was in the elements. The hero of the hour, I must say, went to Kristen Wiig, where she had to save Melissa McCarthy from the clutches of Rowan, the evil no ghost logo, for dragging her down to the pits of hell. But it was merely prophetic in 3D. Then it was in 2D, which felt like it was flat, like a pancake. In that we've seen it in 3D dimension with elements like Patty's brooch and that leaned over. It was a pretty damn good the effect. The way she bitch slaps the ghost out of Melissa McCarthy, everybody laughed. It was hilarious and etc. But despite many what people say, oh, it was not turning right in the UK. But I pretty damn enjoyed it the second time round even more than I did the first one. So I give prompts to Paul Feig and Kate Dippold for crafting a script. as when they did get the jokes and the situations the second time around like it did the first time around, because I'm a Virginial Paul Feig fan, which watched it the second time around, which now can respect his craft and that. I get what Amy Pascal wanted to do. She wanted to do a female-driven Ghostbusters film, and etc. She wanted to get more women involved in male uh, dominated roles, and that by switching it around and that. But the whole YouTube angle of reading the comments and that, but they can do without that. It was not warranted unnecessarily, and I think that's why I turned off so many people from going to see it, because it felt like they were browbeaten down to the core. But that one thing, that it was a whole aspect of the film they did not, they shouldn't have done. They should have leave that out. But apparently there's going to be more of that to come when Paul Feig announced he's going to do a extended cut of the film upon the release of the Blu-ray and DVD and etc., which is going to be from 2 hours to 3.5 hours long, because I've added 15 minutes of the theatrical print and that, and when you thrown in a pool of spectral um, extras into the film. And to top it all off, we got a freaking Faraday cage on top, and etc. And yeah, within the whole, apart from the poor turnout, the audience who showed up slightly enjoyed it, but I did overhear the review of the guy walking down the stairs as when the credits rolled or whatever. He said, I don't know why everybody was up in anger about this and all that. Like, it wasn't a bad film; it was a decent film. He said. I overheard him coming down the stairs, giving his thought processes about the film. Well, which was a good turnout there, which was a good thought process of the guy giving the review and etc. and all that lot. There was a few telephone boxes around town with the no ghost logo everywhere. It said who you gonna call with the no ghost logo, and there's a telephone number down at the bottom, and etc. Which was very, very good. Yeah, but I'm hoping the crowd will turn out tomorrow, which is the 13th, which I'm going to be going again to see if the crowd fares better and that. But it was the actual first, it was the night of the screening before the main one. You're not going to expect a flooded turnout when the night before screening, but when it comes to the main screening of any kind of film, it should have a better turnout, I'm hoping, and etc. And that's my whole thought process is about seeing it in 3D. Like I said, I give Paul Feig props. He did a fantastic job of coming up with the better process of how to represent film in 3D by doing something new and something organic. Like where other films try to, when other films in the past failed to go into the 3D conversion, and it failed due to there was no creative aspect. But Paul Feig did something organically different, and that by making objects appear over the screen like that, well as outside the screen, like come to get you and that, which is great. I give him props for that. But my whole experience of Ghostbusters in 3D so far is a solid 10 out of 10 for good effort of the representation of the film in 3D, which is a whole better experience than I've ever encountered because I'm a sucker for 3D films, and that was my review on Ghostbusters in 3D. This is me, Frankie Smales. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Frankie Smales. And if you are using the mobile app, use the hashtag then my name next to it, and to tweet me what your experiences of seeing it in 3D. Is it good as you hope for, and share what you thought on it in a whole. Until then, good night and fairly well, and don't cross the streams.